Sri Vinod Senthil, popularly known as Vino, in this space of ethical hacking and cyber forensics. So, I was invited to talk about entrepreneurship, right? So, I'm not going to be talking anything technical today. I'm going to be talking more of how I started off a company and how I am spinning it and how is it taking shape, right? Okay, how many of you have ever dreamt of having your own organization? How many of you really want to work in an organization? I don't want to have anything, but I just want to work. So that's okay. Excellent. See, today I actually want to tell you a very interesting story. How many of you would be interested to hear a story? It's not my story though, don't worry. Right? Okay, this story, I want all of you to pay attention. Yes? This is a very interesting story. And this story I heard from someone, a stranger, when I was going to my native place on a train. Okay? It happened to be a candid conversation. But I'll tell you, the impact that I've had after this story is very profound. Right? And I want to share this very interesting piece of story and then share a little more about me and my company. Yeah? Okay. There's a person by name John. Yeah? John is a multi-millionaire. He is a founder and a CEO of a bank. Yeah? How much time do I take? Yeah. Okay. He is a founder and CEO of a bank, private bank. Right? And he's based out from Australia. John, CEO, founder, bank, Australia. Yes? And he has a son. His son is 25 years old. Right? He's just newly done with his college, UG, PG, all done. Right? He's born with a silver spoon. You understand? He's born with a silver spoon. And this guy, his name is David. John, son is David. Excellent. Something very interesting about this story is, I want you to pay attention to every bit of what I'm saying. Yeah? John, I'll just explain about the company that John runs. He runs a private bank, right, from Australia. And he has branches, around 60-70 branches all over Australia. It's a purely international bank. And interestingly, there are about 6,000 people working in this company. Right? And the company is close to over $4 billion company, the bank. Right? Now what happens is, one fine day, I want you to pay attention, one fine day, right, John was walking by, he falls down, choking for breath at around 2 a.m. in the morning. Right? Such a huge palace, you know, his house is like a palace. This guy falls down and there's no one to support him, no one to help him. And you know what happens? Just 3 hours passes by, no one notices that he is fall dead. Just to notice him that he is not able to breathe and he's gone. He's gone about 1 hour ago, he's passed. He's dead. So John does not exist anymore. You understand? He was a CEO of a company which has 60-70 branches across, 4,000 people working, and a $4 billion company. It's not just 4,000 people working, it is 4,000 families he's been supporting. Yes or no? Right? What happened is, after this incident happened, there was a sudden shock all through the nerves of the entire company, all the hierarchy, all of the staffs till the sub-staffs. Right? All of them were in a shock. They didn't know what to do next. Now this guy, David, right, he has no clue about banking. But his post is now passed to whom? David. David is now the new CEO. But he's still not out of the shock his dad has passed away. You understand what I'm saying? Now only slowly starting to understand it's not just 4,000 people, it's 4,000 families that is relying upon him. You understand? And he's in a total trauma, he's in a total shock. He's not knowing what to do next. You get that? And suddenly what happens is, after his dad passed away, exactly 1 month later on, have you heard of this Lehman Brothers crash? Or popular financial crisis that happened in the US. A lot of banks and all broke down, the stock market broke, all that happened. Like a recession in banking industry, right? So what happened? That impacted this company also badly. Yes, Mr. John's company also badly. But Mr. John was a self-made man. But David is not like his father. You get that, right? So what happens? This bank is down to shutters. A $4 billion enterprise, right, now is evaluated not even $1 billion. You understand? So the stock markets are steeping, and he's feeling it really tough to handle the situation. More than that, he's lost his father. Right? The source of strength that he had is all gone. You get that? Now he's not knowing what to do next. Right? And something very interesting happens. I want all of you to pay attention. This is the most important part. He comes out of the cemetery or the graveyard of his dad, right? He's coming out of it. There's a park called the Yellowstone National Park there in Australia. Or I'm just naming it Yellowstone National Park, right? He's coming out of it and he has his two bodyguards standing behind him. He's like, go get lost, I want some time for me, right? He's going out of this cemetery and all, and he's going and sitting in a cement desk or a bench there in the park. You get that? He's all alone sitting in a cement bench. It's almost close to dusk, around 5 o'clock ages. This guy sits in this, and I'll tell you, he's all on ears, very broken, sad, nowhere to derive strength from, kind of. You get that? Now what happens? There's an old man who comes and sits in the same bench, right next to him. A stranger, right? He comes and sits. But some people, when you look at them, you know that they have some posture. Looking at them, that some people can naturally get that to you, isn't it? He felt that, David felt that old person. You get that? And this old guy who says, come sit with me, sit right next to me. What happened? Are you okay? I see that you're all sweating. I see you're all feeling, you're totally broken. I can totally see it through your eyes. Is there something that I can do? What happened? If you can just share with me, you'll at least feel better. Right? So slowly David started to open up. Because looking at some people, you get that aura. So this guy started to open up and he said that this happened, my dad passed away, this bank went in loss and all this happened. I don't know what to do. I'm in a financial crisis now. Right? My 60 branches are not performing well. All that he said. You know what this guy said, the old guy? He says, don't worry son, my name is George, right? And I'm America's #1 private banker. And I'm America's private banker, #1 private banker today because of your dad. Right? There was a point in time around 15 years ago, your dad did a deed to me which helped me to be what I am today. Right? I'm so sorry, I just cut that off. Right? So he said that. And he felt obligated. George felt obligated to do something to support whom? David. Yeah? All names that I'm just keeping. So George felt very obligated that has to come and support David. So he said, David, let me ask you this. I give you one opportunity. You ask me anything you want. Okay? I'll try to see if I can support you. At least that is what I can repay back to your dad. At least through you. You understand? So what happens is, David was thinking, he said, George, thank you for offering me this kind of help and this kind of a situation, and it really means a lot to me, right? If you don't mind, can I get $1 million from you? I'll repay you back next year, same day, same time. Who says that? David says that. Now George was more than willingly, happily took a blank check out, signed it, and gave it to him and saying, hey son, you asked me $1 billion, I'm giving you a blank check. Right? It's up to you, you can fill whatever you want. May even be 2 billion or 3 billion. But the condition is, whatever you use today, whatever you want to, take as a loan from me today, you will have to pay double of it next year, same day, same day. I'm a banker after all. He said that. Right? But David was more than happy to do that. He said, that's okay, I'll take this check. Whatever I use, I'll come with twice the amount and give you back. The same day, same time next year. Right? So he goes back. Before he met George and after he met George, there's an ocean of difference. He was very down, he didn't know what to do next, he was lost, he was pathless, he was directionless, he didn't know what to do next and all, right? Now, he at least feels that he has something that he can look upon to. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Now what happens? Something very interesting. Now what happens is, David goes to his father's photo that he has in his home, right? He keeps that photo in front of his father, a check in front of his father's photo, and there's a walking stick also there near that photo. He goes and prays in front of his father. He says, Dad, I have got a fortune through you. I thought you just left me off and went. I just feel that you are like a guiding angel supporting me all through. I want to tell you that I don't want to use this check right now. I'll just have here. You take care of this check right now. Give me a month's time. Let me work on it, seeing if I can do something myself. Because he's not a self-made man by far. Right? He goes, keeps the check on his father's photo and goes back to work. The next day he starts to plan everything meticulously. He brings all the 60 branches CEO come down to the main headquarters, meets and does multiple rounds of meetings, puts a strategy, plans, forecasting what to do in the next quarter, the next quarter, the next quarter, and you won't believe, he started to see results in the span of 1 week. Right? $4 billion went to $1 billion. Right? Now he's working on it, and in a span of 1 month, he is able to see a 20% growth. You understand what I'm saying? In a span of 3 months, 60% growth. Almost 7th or 8th month, the $1 billion company is now $2.5 billion. Wow. Amazing, isn't it? Right? And now, it's going to be 1 year. Same day, same time. Right? So he goes to the graveyard, the cemetery, goes and sits in that cement bench, same time, the dusk. Right? Waits for whom? George. And you know what happens? He waits for George for over and over and over again. For over 3 hours, he keeps waiting till 8:30, the late evening. George does not turn up. So he thinks that because I didn't use his cash, right? Because I didn't withdraw any money from his account, he didn't come. So that's okay. That's what David tells to himself and starts off the cemetery. You understand what I'm saying? When he's about to move, he notices something strange. You know what happens? There's an ambulance, that comes fast in front of that cemetery, parks there, right? The doors of the ambulance, the rear doors of the ambulance are open, right? And there are 2 guys working in that ambulance, that hospital. Catch holds of an old man and throws him inside the ambulance. Right? Looking at that, this guy got scared. Who? David got scared. He asked his bodyguard, hey, go check what is that. He goes, checks and comes and says, David, I want to tell you this, something very interesting here. Right? They say that the guy who was thrown inside the ambulance, he is a mentally ill person. And he goes and says everyone that his name is George and hands over a blank check to anyone that he meets and goes off. This is what he keeps doing. Right? And just think of what profound impact that has caused to David. David believed that that incident that has happened to him earlier, 1 year ago, he met with Mr. Charles, right? And he took inspiration from him. Yes or no? And he thought that there is something strong about that, right? And he started to work on it. His dad was a self-made man. People call him, he's not self-made, he's lobbying upon his dad. But now he got a chance to prove that he's also a self-made man. Yes or no? Something that's very interesting is the check that he thought of some value, because he never used the check. He always thought that if there's something required, I can go and encash the check. He never used the check, right? So it's like that, right? So why I'm telling you this story, I mean, are you able to get the story? Yes? Why I'm telling you this story is, the certificates that we get out from our engineering colleges are exactly like those blank check, right? It is not only about the certificates that you hold. Oh, if I'm not wrong, Vivekananda, someone said, right? I think Vivekananda. He said, education is useless and indeed dangerous unless and until we produce men and women wise enough to know how to use it. Education is useless without the wisdom to back it. Right? So the certificate that you hold is truly a paper that should be thrown inside the dustbin if you don't know the content behind it. Yes? So this is a story that actually had a very profound impact on me, and I just shared the story so that there's at least one person here who has that impact on you as well. How many of you have that? How many of you like the story? Wow, not bad. Okay. I'm glad I started off with the story. Do we have a few more minutes? 5 minutes, yeah. Okay. So I just want to tell you that entrepreneurship is definitely not a job title. Right? It is a lifestyle. Right? When I say a lifestyle, I'll tell you, there have been tough times that I have faced personally, and my friends who were studying with me, graduated with me, the same batch mates, also had the very similar problems. Right? When I say problem, I'm putting generic statement problem, right? But what I noticed over a period of time is, when there is a bigger problem that hits you, right? What a working class person does is he panics. He does not know what to do next, right? But I'll tell you, I realized this later on. All that requires for an entrepreneur to get back on his feet after a blow, right? After a good hit, is a 10-minute time for himself and one tea, masala tea, right? That is all is required, I'll tell you. And it really works, right? And I would strongly suggest you, if you talk to someone, right? If you're looking for a loan or you're trying to raise investments, right? Look at the person, you talk to him. If he can provide you that confidence, you just tell me, you go and ask a banker, hey, I want 10 lakh rupees loan, will you be giving? He just look at you up down and say, good luck. Yes or no? So, look at the same thing in entrepreneurs. He would also have no bank balance, he would also have no assets to show. But he would have that confidence in him to convince anyone around. Right? So what I'm telling you is, if you don't have trust or confidence on yourself, I repeat, if you don't have trust and confidence on yourself, how will people around you have trust and confidence on you? Simple? Yeah. The last but not the least, I would like to tell you this. I heard this from a very profound person, Mr. Larry Page, right? Google. Someone asked him, how did he become a billionaire at this young age? You know, people usually associate entrepreneurship with money and all. It's not that, right? He said, if you want to make $1 billion, it's not a big deal. He said, if you want to become a billionaire, it's not a big deal. All you have to do is identify one product that will be used twice by 1 billion people. We're like, wow, how simple is that? And he said, example, toothbrush. Like, wow. Do you know someone who does not brush? I don't know any. Right? So, thanks for giving this opportunity. just share my experiences and views. In case any of you want to contact me, I'm there on Facebook, and I have 14,500 followers. Right? And my email is vinod@infisec.com. I'm quite active on Facebook, so anything you can message me. So thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity. In case you would like to interact with me, I'll be available after this. Right? Thank you very much.